Thank you, Jared. And for more on this breaking news, we go live now to Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado.
And she's live at the Wyatt Detention Center in Central Falls, where an emergency meeting on security at the facility is set to get underway in about a half hour.
The emergency meeting was called by the board of directors of the corporation that runs the Wyatt detention facility. They'll mostly be discussing security behind closed doors in light of the escape, of course. And we've also learned that Rhode Island State Police is assisting in the investigation into the facility. While investigators were hunting for James Morales, the people in charge of the detention center he escaped from scrambled to figure out how, why, and what to do next. The board of directors of the Central Falls Detention Facility Corporation that runs the facility called an emergency meeting to discuss security matters at the prison after James Morales escaped on New Year's Eve and was not discovered missing for hours. Prison officials say no correctional officers were in the rec yard when Morales climbed a basketball hoop in order to cut through fencing above and climb onto the roof, where he crawled over razor wire, apparently undetected, and shimmied down a wall. 2 COs were placed on leave, and the warden says others are being questioned. We've learned that Wyatt has a shortage of correctional officers. A spokesperson for the warden told us there were 29 officers on duty the night Morales escaped, but did not answer as to how short that may be. The president of the union that represents correctional officers at the ACI, but not at Wyatt, weighed in on the issue.
They only have 140 spots, and they're down 42. That's a crazy number. That's 30%. They need to get an independent agency in here, preferably the Rhode Island State Police, to come in and take a look at it.
A number of questions still remain here, including whether Morales triggered any security alarms while he was on the roof and what time he was last accounted for at the facility. So far, a spokesperson has declined to answer those questions. Again, a 5:30 meeting about to begin here regarding these security matters. We'll bring you anything we learn on Eyewitness News. Live in Central Falls with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
And Morales' stunning escape has raised serious questions about the security of the Wyatt detention facility.
And right now, the board that runs the privately operated prison is holding an emergency meeting, and they've revealed that 3 correctional officers and 1 lieutenant have been suspended with pay.
We've also learned state police are now getting involved. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado joins us live now from Central Falls with the breaking details.
That's right. So we just learned that an additional correctional officer and a supervisor have been placed on paid leave. That's in addition to the 2 COs that we reported were placed on leave earlier this week. And we were just briefed by the chairman of the board of directors of this prison, Luke Gallant, right before the board went into a closed-door meeting about security measures in light of Morales' escape. Now, he repeatedly said this escape was unacceptable, while also saying the board has full confidence in Warden Daniel Martin, who has been in charge at Wyatt since 2015. Gallant says an investigation is, of course, underway into how Morales escaped.
This incident is wholly and entirely unacceptable and inexcusable. The community may rest assured that when this investigation is complete and all of the facts are known, anyone and everyone responsible for this escape will be held accountable. We understand the deep concerns and the questions the community members and the media have raised since this incident. And indeed, we have many of the same exact questions. We want to know what happened, how it happened, and we want to improve the Wyatt so that it never happens again.
And lockdown has been lifted here at Wyatt, although that rec yard from which James Morales escaped is still closed. Now, the board chairman would not take any of our questions after he made his comments. He said many of those questions will be addressed in a final report once the investigation is complete, and that report will be released to the public. We'll bring you much more of his comments today on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11. Reporting live in Central Falls with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Steph, and stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the capture of the escaped inmate.
And we're expecting to hear from the state police later on tonight about how they caught James Morales. We'll bring you those details tonight on air, online, and through social media.